So far, we've talked about how evolutionary change operates within populations. But of course, populations are not alone. They're connected to other populations. So a variation that arises in population A might get passed on to population B. And the way that this happens is through gene flow, or the exchange of genes between populations. Gene flow reflects the structure of populations across space and time. Populations, again, overlap in their geography and interactions, such that genes might be exchanged or information might be exchanged between populations across long distances and across long periods of time. As an evolutionary force, gene flow homogenizes populations by sharing variation between populations. The more interchange or the more gene flow that occurs between populations, the more rapidly they'll become similar to each other. The less gene flow, the more forces such as mutation have the opportunity to make them more unique from each other, as the differences that develop within them become more different over time. So gene flow acts to homogenize or make populations more similar over time. Primates and humans have many characteristic ways in which they exchange genes, or which gene flow comes to structure the relationship between populations. For example, in chimpanzees, females, when they reach a certain age, tend to leave their natal group. They leave the group that they're born in and move into a different population, establishing a particular structure of gene flow across chimpanzee populations. In other primate groups, males are the individuals who leave a population. Humans traditionally display a huge range of variation. In some traditional societies, men leaving the group that they're born in, in others, women leaving their group they're born in, and across the range of human variation, every myriad combination of patterns potentially existing. And if we think about the way humans operate today, of course, gene flow is incredibly complex, given the ability of individuals to travel and move across large periods of geographic distance as well as across cultural boundaries. One important point to note about gene flow is that it doesn't require individuals moving across long distances for genes to move across long distances. Much as a wave can move in from the center of the ocean without bringing in water from the ocean, but rather transferring energy from the center of the ocean, human populations can also exchange genes without large movements of people. For example, when a wave comes in from the ocean, it's not bringing a lot of water from the center of the ocean. Rather, it's carrying energy. This energy is transferred from wave to wave, causing the water to move up and down as that energy moves towards the coast. In much the same way, you can imagine an individual mating with an individual in an adjacent population, and across several generations, the genes moving from population to population to population across a geographic distance without individuals from those populations moving across that distance. So the movement of genes or heritable information via gene flow doesn't require the movement of individuals across long distances. And it can occur simply by mating between adjacent populations across long periods of time, therefore leading to genes or other inherited information moving across geographic distances without any individuals moving long distances.